Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing out there today? Okay, we are doing a wellness check today. Okay, something that we should be doing on an often basis. Once a week, shoot, once a month, once a day. We have to check in with our little ones. Okay. I've obviously have known what this internet and these social media apps are doing to our children. I'm aware of it. you know but the more my daughter just reveals to me, the more I get it's very unsettling. Okay, so one thing is that I'm constantly getting news in my feed about young people committing suicide. You know what I mean? If it's not from losing their girlfriend or boyfriends, it's from being bullied online. And these babies are just so stressed and depressed, and it's just like, what the hell is going on? And not only the babies, but I was actually watching an interview with the rapper who just passed away. Rest in peace to DJ Unk. And he did an interview a couple months ago, and they had asked him about his previous suicide attempt, and he began to explain it. And this is a man who's probably, I think he passed at 42, so maybe he was dealing with this in his 40s or late 30s, and he was saying, like, he was just ready to take a box or a container of pills and just rest forever. What is happening that our men who are supposed to be so strong, that's what I think of when I think of men. I just think of strength, you know what I mean? And for them to want to commit suicide, like, what the hell is going on out here? Like, I know what's going on out here because I'm in it, you know what I mean? But to think, like, our men, the pillars, like, this is their thoughts. Like, what hope do our babies have if this is the thoughts that our men are having? They're tired. Like, I get tired. I've been tired, I've been tired. I don't know if it's been on the same level as other people because, like I said, I've never contemplated suicide. For me, I guess that's really not an option. It's just, if the way I see it, when I get tired and I'm through, you know what I mean? It's just like, I surrender. But my surrendering is letting go of control of situations and just falling back and accepting, like, hey, I gave this life my all, you know what I mean? And I'm going to continue to give it my all. But whichever the way the wind goes, I believe in my strength and my spirit. I believe that, I believe in resurrection. I understand the tides of life. I know we go up and down, I understand the flow of life, so I don't know if that helps me a bit to be still when shit is fucked up and I'm tired, you know what I mean? But I never, like, the probably the worst thought I ever had was like, well, fuck it. Like, if shit just get fucked up, hey, just whatever happens. I'm not gonna fight this force that is coming up against me. Like, like, if I can't fight it, like, you know what I mean? Like you tired. You can't fight. There's no more fight left in you. When there's no more fight left in you, and I found stillness and I just lay down and I be like, well, fuck it. If the wind takes me, so be it. You know what I mean? I gave this life my all, like, that's how I see it. Like, if I happen to just decay or something like that because I'm unable to raise myself back up somehow, you know what I mean? It's just like, fuck it. My suicide is just letting go, and I wish that more people would perhaps have that realization of suicide, just letting go, you know what I mean? Letting go, and what we say, letting God, you know what I mean? Because there is victory and there is renewal in letting go, you know what I mean? Because the forces of nature and the forces of destruction, I felt them. They came upon me. I felt that chaos energy before, And I didn't know if I was gonna make it out. I just did not know, but I knew I was gonna fight, and I knew, like, if I got tired, I was gonna just let go. But I felt like in my letting go, it was a strategy for victory, ultimately, So I just want to put this message out here today to anyone who may be feeling heavy today. Okay, believe me, we all go through it. Those forces of destruction and chaos, they come to everybody. Okay, that is just the tides of life, creation and destruction. But you have to know how to ride that wave of destruction when it's coming, and know that creation is on the other side. Resurrection is on the other side. You're not always going to be down. I like that, what Glorilla say in her song. She say, what she say? Basically, she say something about she loved tomorrow because, the sun will come back out again, no matter how cloudy it gets, no matter how much the storm rages on, you know what I mean? Restoration always returns. We can just look at what just happened in California with those fires. Fires burned for about 2 weeks straight, but now the rain has come to put them out. Now some more disasters coming after that, you know what I mean, because that's divine judgment over there. So we got mudslides. So some more chaotic energy and destructive energy is coming. But if you can just hold on tight and brace yourself, you can see through all the calamities. You will make it through all of the calamities. Do not let the destructive forces make you collapse or make you lie down and let the storm wash you away. Or, you know what I mean? Like, just hold on tightly. Hold on for dear life. And I promise you will overcome. Okay? You are greater than the destructive forces of nature. It's rough, because I've had those destructive forces descend upon me. It's no freaking joke. Okay? No joke. You don't see no way out. Like, it was bad. Like, I could not see. Like, the storm was so heavy, like, I just literally could not see. I don't know what fucking direction to go. You understand what I'm saying? But I sat in it and I just held on, and I'm finally coming out of, some shit, y'all. Some shit, So, encouraging words just to hold on. Hold on. And when you get tired, that's when you let go and you let God. You know what I mean? And like I said, that's a strategy, and there's power in that. And then you're letting go, you know what I mean? After you have given it you got to give it your all, though. You know what I mean? And Whitney Houston has that song, after she has given it all. I look to you, Lord. I look to you. Because that's when then you will be carried, But you got to do your part, too, when these destructive forces do come upon you. Okay? So that's one element of where people could begin to want to commit suicide, when there's just constant calamities and constant destructive energies coming your way. But then we have this social media destruction, where these demons are coming through this portal, jumping on the people, and telling them that they're not good enough, telling them their life isn't worthy, telling them that they don't look good enough, all of these things that are being shot at people and then our children. So yesterday my daughter begins to tell me how she's like, Mama, how you remember when I used to think it was cool to want to commit suicide? I said, no, nothing about this, and she said, so she began to start explaining to me. She was into this, and mind you, my daughter's 12, she'll be 13 next month, and she was into this kid named Little Pete. Little Pete passed away, but Little Pete has a huge following online. Like, he has a cult following. After he died, his popularity grew. So you got a whole bunch of these kids. Like, his songs are very sad, depressing songs, and taking pills, and that's the kind of music it is, right? So she's on social media, on this TikTok, you know what I mean? Which I always knew was not innocent. And we went to war with it early on, when she first got her first phone, and I started realizing that it wasn't all that innocent and good for children. We went to war. I'll take it away for a couple months, but then, it was trying to find a balance with this thing, because I seen also the joy that it brought her. So I wanted to find some kind of balance with it. So we went to war with this TikTok and this social media stuff for quite some time. It was really had a positive effect, but obviously has a negative effect too. So just still to this day, just try to still find some kind of balance with these social media apps is tricky, but that's where us as parents, that's what we have to do, our job, and our voices have to be louder than the voices and the demonic voices coming through these social media apps influencing our children, and we just have to pray over our children that we have to ask that the Holy Spirit be upon them, right? That the Holy Spirit be within them, that light comes to them, that they're able to see through the illusions, that they're able to see clearly, and that they found refuge and in a sanctuary in their parents and their family members to come and share these experiences with us, where it's a non-judgment zone, but we listen to them, but then we give them game too, you know what I mean? And let them know, like, hey, this is the game and this is what it is, and you're always welcome to come and talk to me about these things, and I'm glad that you came and talked to me about these things. I don't want you, going anywhere else looking for things, so we must be present. And we're busy as parents, we have our own lives, and we're trying to survive out here. It's just important for us to continuously to pray over our babies day and night, because the things coming through these social media apps are treacherous. They're impressionable kids. They don't know the ills of the world like we do. So it's just constantly, on a daily basis with some of these babies, we got to constantly ask them, how are you doing? How are you feeling? What's new today? And some days they're not going to want to talk, so we ain't going to force them to talk. They don't want to talk, because I come to my daughter and ask her things, and then she don't want to talk. But then yesterday she just had an epiphany. She wanted to share, and I was all ears, you know what I mean? But still do wellness checks, okay? Because your child could be right next to you, because my child is always right next to me, and you can, not be aware of what people are really thinking unless you're sensitive enough. So it's important to ask and communicate with them, you know what I mean? Because they're getting so much input of who they should be, what they should look like, how they should feel. They're getting their whole identity from this AI system, and we just want to make sure that we let them know that, hey, this is entertainment. This is partially someone else's reality, and the world that we live in is reality. Look around you. Do you see the things out here that you see online? What are you mostly seeing here? And explaining to them, the difference between reality and entertainment. You know what I mean? That's very important, so that they can have a level mind and a level mind, and that it helps with their insight, their ability to see, and cut through illusions. So this Little Peep guy, right? This rapper, he passed away. And like I said, he rapped about pills and drugs. And, our kids see them with the money, the fame, and the popularity. This is someone who's passed away. She told me she wanted to be like him. She had wanted to commit suicide because she thought it was cool. I said, what, you thought you're going to be popular? What was it out of it that you wanted? They had a community, a large million group following of people. They actually had some kind of trend where if you join the group, then you get they'll all join your page, so you get an increase in followers. Like, they had a whole little setup to where it benefit your child's life. Like, their subscribers go up, you know what I mean? They get more views, so they're getting those likes that they crave, you know what I mean? That attention. So it was valuable to them to be connected to death, because that's what the young man represented, death. Unbeknownst to him, he was a baby when he passed away. He had just probably following the things that he had seen, you know what I mean? And ultimately was sacrificed to some demon, you know what I mean? And lost his soul. And now his energy lingers where there's groups of kids that follow him, that loved him, look up to him, and think he's a god, you know what I mean? So she thought it was cool to commit suicide. She said, she was like, Mama, what the hell was I thinking? What was I thinking? Why would I want to do that? So I'm happy that she's come to this realization. We have to trust that our kids can come to this realization on their own when when everything we tell them ain't working and they ain't listening, because they're at that age where, that is, the outside influence can be much more louder than you. You just pray for your babies and just hope that they come to realization and understanding. You know what I mean? And just, like I said, day and night, pray for them, because the war is on them. I remember having a dream a couple years back, and Spirit was pretty much saying, they ain't so much after, the adults. They after the babies, the new souls that come in. The new souls is impressionable. They already done got you and done pretty much binded you up as much as possible. You know what I mean? But it's them babies. They looking to steal those destinies of those babies. You know what I mean? So we got to be on guard and on the front line for our babies in this war, because it's a war. You know what I mean? A war of souls. So let me see what else she told me she wanted to do. She told me she was thinking about, she said online, being that he promoted drugs, she told me that she had wanted to get some Molly. She told me she was online looking for, dealers to get drugs from. She said that, I said, well, how would you do that? She said on Telegram, they have, like, I guess these drug dealers online, and they'll be in your area, and you can go on Telegram and they'll meet up with you and give you drugs. So I said, well, how was you going to meet up with them? Because, we always pretty much together. How was this going to happen? You know what I mean? And she was like, oh, perhaps I'll just tell them to meet me or something like that. I'll walk to the corner and go meet them, or, whatever. And I said, well, what else stopped you? I said, because you ain't never had no money. And she was like, pretty much her money. She said she was on there trying to get them to give her the drugs at a low price, but everybody kept saying no, So this is what's going on this internet, parents. We cannot be too busy that we're not checking in. And of course, we're not going to know everything. It's designed for us not to know everything. Like I said, that's where prayer is going to come in, and that's where the Holy Spirit comes in, because I've had, points where God said, go check your child's phone, or the Lord would, damage my child's phone. She couldn't use it. That's what Spirit do. Just completely, if you ain't using that phone correctly, and I let her know, look, they on you. What I can't see, they see. So if they see you doing something on here incorrect, know that they'll cause you to break your phone. And she done experienced it, where she was doing stuff she had no business doing. Then all of a sudden, phone don't work, mysteriously won't turn on. So she know, so you have to let them know that whatever I don't see, you ain't getting away with nothing. Spirit's always watching, so I will know what you're doing no matter what. So whenever you get those inclinations, when the Lord say, go check that phone, go check that phone. And obviously, if you see something in there that's incorrect, you're going to correct it. And there's also going to be a loss of privileges for that phone, because we are to use this phone responsibly. Okay. Again, we were once children, so we understand, right? But it's still our duty to not be lenient on them. We cannot be lenient on these children. Ain't no time for being soft. Ain't no time for really being too understanding, straight law and order on these kids if we gonna save them, Let me see, what else did she tell me she was doing? So they have access to drugs online. They're impressionable, so demon spirits and stuff is coming through, influencing them to be a part of deaf culture. Okay, so then she told me one time that she was a part of some group where people cut themselves. It was a group online that you could join, and it's like the people that cut themselves, to release pain and stuff like that demonic shit. Like, she had told me, like, that she had joined that, and she had thought it was cool, and she was making these sad videos and stuff because it was trending. Well, look what our kids are doing just to be accepted, to be trending. Give your babies a hug. Let them know they love. Hallelujah. Take them out on a day out on the town, something, because this is crazy. You know what I mean? Very disheartening, because I'm seeing these babies leaving this earth left and right. You know what I mean? Behind this social media stuff, So the war is on, and I'm just encouraging you all to pray over your children before they leave your presence. Praying for them, going over the rules with them before they leave out of your door. See, my child, she ain't going nowhere. She's still at that age where she ain't leaving out the door. But when you got your 17, 18-year-olds, you need to be giving them a rundown, putting in their consciousness every time they walk out the door. the reality of what can happen, making them be aware of their surroundings. Let them know, always be aware of your surroundings. Don't you try nothing out there. Don't you do these drugs out here. Show them pictures of people who done drugs and what done happened to. You got to constantly put this in their face, because you got to keep them right, because it's going to be all that influence out there to get them to go the wrong way. So like with mine, I'm showing every time some video pop up or something happening, you need to see it. This is the reality of it. This is the reality of doing drugs. This is the reality of being promiscuous. This is the reality of wanting to be cute, wanting to be sexy, and wanting to be a hot girl. This is the reality. Okay? And these people are puppets here, that are being used to steal the souls of the young people. They give them money, but you don't, and glamour. So you see the glamour and the illusion all the time, but you don't see what they're going through behind the scenes, because they don't show you the ugly. They just show you the beautiful aspect of it. But this is the reality of what people do when they're out there showing off their bodies and, and gaining all that attraction from men. This is the reality of, ain't nothing cute about it. People dying from HIV, people getting pregnant, people turning into single mothers, losing their whole life, struggling, giving them reality. We cannot hold our babies back and think that these are babies. They're babies as in they're new to the earth, but they're advanced souls and they can handle the information. And it's important that we hold nothing back from them. They need to know the reality of this world, okay, if we are to save their souls, okay? So, again, wellness checks daily on the little ones. And like I said, not all the time are they going to want to share, but that's fine. Show that you care, that you love them, you with them, and eventually when they feel like talking, they'll talk. Okay? And that goes not only for our children, for those of you who are married, talk to your spouses, because like I said, our men, if our men are feeling like this, what are the women feeling like too? I mean, obviously, the pressures of being a beautiful woman, I'm sure, is on women, yeah. So talk to one another, share your feelings. Yeah. See a stranger out that seems a little bit down and out, give a smile, give a word of encouragement. Let's lift each other up in these times, okay? Let's do that. No more suicide. There's no need. There's no need. Hold on to dear life when the forces of destruction are upon you. Suicide is not an option. Resurrection is, though. Okay? Resurrection is. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy your day. And until next time, peace.